Hello, and welcome back to the Paper Soprano podcast. I am your podcast host, and my name is Heidi. And if you listened to yesterday's episode, I said that I was going to start recording these like as soon as I woke up in the morning. But here's the thing. I had to be at work today. Like, I had to be there and open up the building at 6:30 a.m. So normally, it's not even that early for me to wake up, but it was just I had other things to do in the morning, so I didn't do that. But when you go in at 6:30 in the morning, that means you get out pretty early. So it's only about noon right now. And yeah, so now what do I have going on for the rest of the day? That is a great question. These next few days are gonna kind of be like the last of break for me, the last couple days of solitude and peace. Even though I am like working and I'm still teaching and doing everything, it's just gonna be no classes for the next couple days, and then classes will be. They will start happening again, and that's fine. I'm happy to start getting back to classes and things. But it's a big transition. I've always kind of questioned this whole like big giant winter recess with like the collegiate world. And to be perfectly honest, I think it's kind of been getting like the break itself has been getting longer and longer as I've stayed in school, not by any like specific means or anything, but just by chance. It's been getting longer. I remember it in undergrad. I remember at Fredonia, the break wasn't a whole month by any means. It was like you were out before Christmas, and then, like the second or third week of January, you were back. But for this year, we were out like mid-December, and we're not starting until February 1st at Stony Brook. And like, I'm not complaining by any means, but also Stony Brook is choosing not to give us a spring break because they don't want people traveling. So that they like added another week to winter break, which I guess makes sense, but still, that break in the middle is so huge, and it's going to be a long haul for sure. So I'm a little bit nervous, but you can't control anything in the world. So you just can't. I'm like nervous, but I'm like, oh my God, like what am I going to do? Blah, blah, blah. Like it's just all going to start happening. And as much as I don't like being a reactionary person, that's all you really can be. You just react to the things that are happening, and you do your best to plan, but in reality, like sometimes, most of the time, everything's just kind of out of your control. Even if you think you're manipulating it in some way. So anyway, I got a COVID test today. Oh, one of the nose swabby ones. Oh, girl. It was actually like not as bad as people say it has been for them. It was fine. It wasn't good by any means. I definitely didn't like it, but it didn't go as up there as I thought it was going to go. All the COVID tests that I've taken before this one have been mouth swabs. So I've been kind of lucky on that front. But yeah, you guys, I'm just now I'm just kind of hanging out at home. I've got a lot of practicing on my list for today. I have quite a bit of cleaning to do. I've got some dishes. I went and got some groceries so that I'm all stocked and prepped for like the next couple of weeks in terms of food, and I can, make myself lunches for school or whatever. Even though I'm literally going to be home So it's like, I'm like, oh, I better get groceries before the semester starts because, but it doesn't even really matter. I'm going to be here. And it's weird though, because I will technically be at school, but I work there. So it's like I'll be there for my job and I won't be there for classes, although I hope, oh my God, I hope that towards the end of the semester we will be back in person. I know there's a lot of schools and a lot of music schools specifically that are in person, and I'm kind of like jealous, like hardcore jealous about that whole thing. It's very frustrating because trust me, I love Stony Brook with all my little heart. Like Stony Brook, it's great. I love the teachers. I like the facility. I think it's nice. I think whatever. I'm a state school gal, so I've got low expectations. Like Stony Brook is great. It's really all about the teachers for me and the little community that we have. But I don't understand why other schools have been able to be in person and we haven't. I mean, I do get it because the building itself, the Stoller Center that we use, is super out of date and the ventilation systems are like archaic. And by archaic, I mean like the 60s. But yeah, it's like it's super out of date and it's really frustrating because other newer schools have nicer facilities and it's like, what the heck? Why can't we have that? But then it just wouldn't have the same Stony Brook spice that it does right now. It wouldn't have the same charm. But I'm hoping that we'll be back in person at some point in the semester. People have been alluding to it, professors, admins, whatever. So we'll see. What else? What else? Oh, there's supposed to be some kind of storm this weekend. Oh, God. I just don't believe people. I'm sorry. I do not believe you. They're like, oh, we better, get a heater and put it against the outside facing wall so that the pipes don't freeze and oh, we've got to do all this and do all that. And I'm like, yeah, I'll do all those things, but I kind of don't believe you. Like, I don't believe it's going to actually happen. There was supposed to be snow on Monday or Tuesday, something like that. And I was told to like cancel all my meetings. And I was like, hey, well, I mean, you're in charge. You tell me what to do. I'll cancel my meetings. I don't really care. But I canceled my meetings. There was literally less than 1 inch of snow. And I'm like, okay. So now I just have to reschedule these meetings for nothing. Which, whatever. Okay, whatever, fine. That's fine. I don't care. But also, stop trying to get me hyped about snow when there ain't gonna be any snow. Anyway, let's read. Let's do our minute sketch. Yesterday we had our boy Hendel. Let me move my microphone a little bit closer. Because we all know I need all the help I can get in reading these things. Oh, man. I probably just blew everybody's ears out, but guess who we got? I shouldn't have moved the mic closer. We got our boy, Johann Sebastian Bach. Oh, man, I can't wait. Although, I will say, I am a little bit anxious to see what our ladies, Eva and, what the heck is her name? I always forget. Eva and Helen. Our authors, Eva and Helen, what will they have to say about Johann Sebastian Bach? It's looking pretty promising, I will say. As a Bach fan myself, his subtitle is The Master of Them All. Born 1685, died 1750. In the narrow little town of Eisenach, Germany, Johann Sebastian Bach first saw the light on the 21st of March, 1685. With some 50 musical relatives in his family, it was no wonder that the little fellow took to organ, piano, and choir as soon as he could talk. The wonder is that when his elder brother found him copying organ music in the attic at midnight by the light of the moon, he boxed his ears, destroyed the copy, and locked away the original, instead of applauding the little boy's industry. What? Wait, what does it mean to box somebody's ears? I'll have to look that up. Remind me, okay? But he grew up, for all that, and raised on his own account, with the help of 2 successive wives, a jolly family of 20 children. Oh, we love that for him. To whom he was as kindly as his elders had been severe with him. Okay. Many were the happy evenings he spent in his big armchair, with his mug of ale, his pipe, and perhaps a child or 2 on his lap, listening to his children and friends sing his chorales or play his latest motet or fugue or piece for violin, flute, cello, or clavichord. Sometimes he would rise and improvise a new piece for them. Despite the difficulty of feeding such a family, he was always serene in their midst. He had, too, the serenity that springs from a deeply religious nature. First, he was a choir boy at Lüneburg, then organist at the church of Arnstadt, then for many years concertmaster to the Duke of Weimar, then court director at Köthen, and again at the end of his life, organist at Leipzig. But wherever his lot was cast, he dedicated all the music he unceasingly produced to the God he worshipped and served. Girl. I don't know why I just said that. The St. Matthew Passion, Christmas Oratorio, B minor Mass, 48 pieces for well-tempered clavichord, 300 church cantatas, 40 organ preludes and fugues, and instrumental sonatas are his best-known works. In them he invented new fingerings, breathed life into the hitherto deadly fugue, made of polyphonic writing a new thing of breathless beauty, and achieved a sublimity of mood that sets him in a high place apart from all the rest. His unremitting industry resulted in the loss of his eyesight. What? And for 3 years before his death, on July 28th, 1750, he had to dictate all of his compositions. Yet he never complained, but died as he had lived, praising God from his deathbed in one of the most beautiful chorales. I don't know. I feel like I did know that he lost his eyesight, although I was kind of surprised to read that just now. I forgot that, I guess. Maybe that was in a different, maybe a couple days ago, perhaps. But what was I gonna, what does it mean to box someone's ears? Boxing someone's ears. Oh. It just means like slapping someone up the side of the head. Usually as an informal punishment. Oh. Yeah, that's funny. That's a thing that I'm like, sometimes you've got to read these old sources that are like almost 100 years old here. People were writing these and they were using idioms and stuff, and I don't know, I would never have known that phrase. No one has ever said to me, I'll box you up. I'll box your ears. They've definitely said slap you upside of the head. I mean, people say that to me all the time. You would not know these idioms, and they die out for a reason. I think language is very efficient that way, and like obviously it doesn't make sense anymore that verbiage isn't used, but it's still interesting, and these things live in books like this, these old idioms that are very interesting to me. So that was our boy, you guys. There he was. There he go. J.S. Bach, the master of them all. All right, people. I'm going to cut this a little bit short. I've got a lot of things to do on my list, and I'm a little bit anxious, so we're probably going to go do some meditating and focus, and then get right into it. Tackle the day, you know what I'm saying? Okay, I hope that you also do that today, if that's what you want to do. If you want to do nothing today, then I hope that's what you do as well. If you liked this podcast and you want to support it in some way, please do. Please feel free. You can subscribe to the channel. You can give this video a comment or a like, whatever you feel compelled to do. And I hope you have a wonderful morning, afternoon, evening, or night whenever you happen to be listening to this. This, of course, is the Paper Soprano podcast, and we know how to eloquently end the podcast. I say thank you so much for listening. You say you're welcome. And then I say, love you, mean it. Okay, bye.